to Israel. Now, Israel, of course, had a situation where they had destroyed an embassy which was in Syria, in Damascus, and that was the moment that Iran said needed to be paid for. Now, Iran had claimed that everything they've done in the past 24 hours, that's it, it's over, which is hundreds of drones and missiles, which of course have been sent towards Israel. Amazingly, Israel was able to destroy virtually all of them. Just one person was apparently a casualty. The US President, Joe Biden, has of course told Iran not to go any further.
What is your message to Iran in this moment?
Don't.
Are American personnel and assets at risk, Mr. President?
Now, that was when it was a threat. Now it's a reality. Christy McSweeney and James Ashby here on the rest of the day's news. Christy, now the great fear, of course, was that while Iran has been backing Hamas, while Iran has been sort of playing games for a long period of time in the region, they weren't actually the ones pulling a trigger. Well, they did so, but Israel had the technology to stop it. Now, Iran came out and said today, that's it. Now, either they made a calculated decision that they assumed none of these things would land, or they were surprised that Israel was able to knock many of the drones out of the sky. And the drones, when you throw a whole bunch of drones at the Iron Dome, it's a very different proposition than just a missile or a rocket. Do you think that that's it, one and done here?
Look, I'm not a Middle East expert, Paul, but what is clear is that there has been an escalation and both the United States government and, of course, that leads to the position, the precarious position that our government here in Australia seems to be taking, which is not a position at all, really, or struggling to find a position. But if it does escalate further and Iran does continue activity, or Israel continues activity against Iran, we're going to have to make some decisions politically here in Australia and follow through with the United States.
I mean, James, we have this scenario where, again, I mean, there is no Goldilocks position here. It's all going to cause trouble in every single direction here. It just was quite interesting to see Iran saying that, all right, we've sent it and that's it. Now, again, I don't trust Iran. I don't believe Iran. But obviously Iran, to this point, has not fired anything. Do you believe them that that's it?
No. And look, the only benefit that Israel has is the fact that they've got superior technology, warfare technology there, where that Arrow aerial system managed to defend the country quite well. I recognise that a couple got through, but for the most part, it was defended very well. I'd hate to have the American forces, let's face it, it's not Joe Biden that goes in and saves the day, it's the American forces that will. But Albo's got a few spinning plates to keep in the air this week, and he's got to pick a side. Who's he going to back? Is it going to be Israel? I hope so, because we need to be on the same side as the Yanks and Israelis, that's for sure.
All right. Now, also in all of this, again, and I mentioned this in the Sunday Showdown, right? And again, these conversations, they become so complicated so quickly, and there's people ready to pounce, but I'll do my best. If you're a person who believes in a two-state solution, then at some point in time that means a recognition of Palestine, right? Penny Wong has, of course, started to move towards that position. It's certainly the one that the left would like to happen. However, for obvious reasons, the Palestine that would become a country at the moment would end up with Hamas as its government, right? But it is a very odd amount of timing here. And we know, Christy, what's going on here, which is that for obvious reasons, much of the world has